be doing very severe tariffs if we don't have a deal in 50 days. Tariffs at about 100%. You'd call them secondary tariffs. You know what that means.
It's credible because Donald Trump is frustrated, annoyed, and irritated by Vladimir Putin. He said that on 4 different occasions, they've almost agreed on a peace deal. He says the deaths have got to stop. This has gone far enough. That is why he's introducing this 50-day period in which he's trying to appeal to Vladimir Putin to sign a peace deal or ceasefire deal. If that doesn't happen, then there will be 100% tariffs on goods from Russia, and also a secondary lot of sanctions on Russia's trading partners, notably India and China, who will also face 100% tariffs if they continue trading with Russia. The Russians are already saying that this is basically a joke. The former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev has talked about theatricals from Donald Trump. What the Russians know is that Donald Trump has tried several different times to push Vladimir Putin to the negotiating table, but Vladimir Putin doesn't want to go to the negotiating table. He still thinks he has more to gain on the ground by continuing with the war in Ukraine, and they're going to use the next 50 days to try to get round these sanctions, to try to come up with an alternative so that they don't have to give in to Donald Trump. We've seen a warming of Donald Trump towards NATO. Donald Trump used to say that NATO was obsolete. He was even threatening to pull out of NATO. But since the last NATO summit, there's been a pledge by NATO's members to up their defense spending to 5% of GDP by 2035. That is music to the ears of Donald Trump, who's now been much more open and warm towards NATO and towards the Europeans. So now he's deciding to send more weapons to Ukraine due to the frustration with Vladimir Putin. That's not good news for the Russians. What will happen is these Patriot missiles, many of which are already based in Europe, will then be sent to Ukraine, and the United States, which is the only country that can produce these weapons, will then resend weapons to Europe. These will be paid for by the Europeans and by NATO. Bill will not be paid for by the United States, but that is going to be welcome news for the Ukrainians. All part of a package where I think Donald Trump wants to be on board with a side that he thinks is winning. That's the way Donald Trump operates. For the moment, he sees that he has made progress with NATO and with the Europeans. That's why he's agreeing to do this.